Okay, so today's business is the coolant flush to start with. Might do a couple of other bits as well. So nice and cold, been rested overnight. Really tempted to start it up just to make sure it still does. But that's just me. So this is the first bike I've played with that's liquid cooled. I've showed you on the other side the bulb where there's some keck in it, and this was dry and crappy. The reservoir was dry and crappy when I first got it, so I cleaned it out, put some fresh stuff in. You can still see it's still pushing some crap around the system, so I'm going to give it a flush and give it a clean. Bolt at the bottom of the water pump is the bleed valve. Take that off, then take the cap off the reservoir and the cap proper. Where's it gone? There you go, and the proper cap there off as well, and just let it run out. You can either top it straight back up again or give it a flush with white vinegar, which is what I am going to do. Depending on what comes out, I might have to dismantle it a bit more. I know that the pump in there, the impeller pump in there, might be a bit gouged up as well, but I think I'll just really see what comes out and what state it is. Cool. Let me just bang it up there. You see the use of the kiddie's bucket once more. Now I've downloaded the Haynes for this, and it does say 1.8 litres, so second bucket on standby, because that's not a 1.8 litre bucket, that is a small sandcastle bucket. Oh look, right first time. Because this is a painted engine block, I may just have to knit round it with a small paintbrush at the end, because obviously I'm taking the paint off the bolts as I'm using them. It does produce a bit of an evidence trail over what's been done on it, I suppose. Right, this shouldn't gush out because it's a closed system. Wrong again. That's not really a gush, is it? Alright. That's the top can off as well. There we go. That should come out a bit quicker now I've undone the main bit. Not too bad actually, although it is fresh stuff. I'm more concerned about what's at the bottom rather than what's at the top. Well, it's making me need to pee. As that's coming down, that's looking a little bit nastier. worse out of there. Should have done it with a clean bucket really, I could have examined it better. See, I've still got it in the reservoir. It's still in the pipes and stuff, so I'm going to give it a good squeeze all around just to squeeze out what I've got. What I might do is go for a clean bucket so I can see what the colour of it is. Yeah, so still in the reservoir right up there, so just saw me off camera just undoing bits and pieces from that. Got the other one there. There's Jubilee clips on as well, so I pull those out and give it a squeeze through, and then I'll have it'll be difficult to film that, so I don't think I'll bother, but what I might do is just get a glass or get something. Alright, I'll leave you there for a sec, probably fast forward it. Let's try that again with a decent light. Not too bad actually. Not quite as lurid blue as the rest of it, so that's a bit crappy. So what I'll do is just go around the bike, take the reservoir off, squeeze what can be squeezed just to push out whatever I can. Yeah, I just want to do a check on what to flush it through with. I know it's distilled water, which I've got shed loads of, or deionized water, sorry, distilled, deionized water, and white vinegar. White vinegar. Right, okay, so the reservoir's off. Like I said, I did give this a really good scrub out because some of the crap was, you think that looks dirty now, I should have seen it when it first got there. What I do have, and I might just give it a go, is from my homebrew stuff. Sanitizer, steriliser stuff, so I think I'll make quite a pokey up version of that and just leave it to soak in there. I'm not going to run that through the bike, not a chance, but I think running it through there is fine. Happy days. Okay, so it's drained as much as you can, some on the floor, but hey, I've put the drain back in, tight but not uber tight because I am going to have to take it back off again. So we've got the overflow reservoir post, a bit of a clean out, it's a lot better. It's good stuff that. Radiator cap off, obviously, funneling just so I don't pour it everywhere. What I've also got is distilled vinegar. Got a couple of those. I'm kicking around in the back of the cupboard anyway, and deionized water, which again nice and cheap. I've checked up on an online Haynes, it reckons there's a 1.8 capacity, liquid capacity in the bike, so that's a litre there, so 5 and a bit there, so I'll probably just, it's supposed to be 50-50, so I've got a second one of those, so I'm going to pour vinegar in, some of the water, more vinegar I think, so where I'm going to do it. Bits and pieces. Right. So I'm going to pour, it's got a little cap on the top of this. There we go. Sorted. In the bin. Right. Oh. Top tip, don't pour it too aggressively. some of the vinegar in. I have to wipe that off. But do that straight away because that's hit the paint. I don't know how much it's going to do to it, but I don't like getting fluids on stuff what shouldn't have fluids on. Particularly when there's quite so much lovely paintwork on this. Oh, it smells like a chippy. I'll just chuck some water over that in a bit. Right, so that's like a glug of hear the radiator filling up, which is nice. So that's 5 and a bit of vinegar. Helpfully, there's a scale on the side of the water. Not helpfully, it's an opaque bottle. Balancing down, that's about half of it, so that's probably a litre. All in. Christ, this was a stupid idea. Scale on an opaque bottle and to peer in. So that's 50-50 so far, a litre. So that looks like it's pretty much topping out there. So if I go around to the overflow, I've just tapped that in, so obviously you don't want it to fall off. Speaking of falling off, hold the camera so I don't wreck that. So what am I doing here? It's the top of the overflow. My camera's going to fall if I do that. That will not be a good day. My camera, my phone even. There you go, close enough for government work. So what I have done is just, I've not done up the jubilees on these, I've just tapped them in, but actually if I'm going to run it, I just want to, it takes a second. Let's do that one. And the top end. Beautiful Alsatian outside. Stupid. It's not stupid, it was obviously for cooking, isn't it? For hobby mechanics. squeeze the pipes, but that'll do. Right, I don't want to lose that because we haven't very well. Right, now obviously this is all in pipes and tubes, so if I just kind of hear it gurgling through in places. Squeeze it through a bit. I can get to the pipes. Level's dropped on that side now. I've just squeezed it through, so just top it up a bit more. A bit too much there. Keys, not with me. Right. Right, so the vinegar shot. Let's see how that goes. Quick, nice. I'm raising my voice a little bit more this time because noticed yesterday I was prattling away and all you could hear was the engine. It's nice. So that's what you get for having a massive can on the back of the bike. So let's just shift it around a little bit and have a look around the bike, I think. Still warming up, but a bit of a development. I appear to have a temperature gauge that's working. It's climbing up. I'm going to leave it running because I really want to see if the fan works. It's not on yet. Just noticed a little bit of a blue bodge tape on the needle here, so a little bit of welding required. That's it. Okay. A little bit of welding there. That's just been pulled on. So welding, soldering. So I'll solder that on. I've got some of that heat wrap as well, so I just stick some heat wrap on that to keep it tacked over. I just want to leave it running. It sounded fucking brilliant. Oh, just the little things. Yeah, I'm going to leave that going. I want that temperature gauge up, so let's see if I can Alright, engine off. All good. That should have bled through a lot of the issues. Engine's running nice and hot. It's good to see the temperature gauge working. Might have to check whether that fan's working because the fan didn't come on, but I would. Not sure what point it would. Yeah, cool, happy. Now I've just got to let it cool, because if I try and get that coolant out now, it's just gonna fucking roasting. Ow. Yeah, if I try and take the cap off now, it's just gonna explode it into my face. So I let that cool. Constructive use of my time. I need to give the big boy a wash. Yeah, cool. Okay, so post flush. Okay, weather's done when it's always done, so it's a bit crowded in here because the other bike's in as well. Look at the colour of that crap. So that's what came out post flush. Pretty nasty. I think I might flush it twice. In fact, I think I am going to flush it twice because that's minging. There is no point putting fresh coolant over the top of that. Yeah, I'll go for another flush, see what happens. Well, I think that's fairly categoric in terms of the radiator fan's not working, because I let it go up to approaching the red, and just as I got it approaching, it spat all the coolant out. Well, say coolant. I'm flushing it and I'm getting the boil off in the overflow, which isn't great. I want to get this shit all over my hands, but I also don't want to let that boil. Boil off there. Equalise the pressure without spraying warm boiling coolant everywhere. Right, so I have, so that fan didn't kick in at all, so that's next job. Radiator fan, wonderful. Oh well, at least I know what it is. I have found the Haynes manual online, so I'll have a dig through, but I suspect it's radiator off to get to the fan, and then see whether or not it's the motor on the fan, which, bearing in mind I'm getting a temperature setting up here, probably is, but oh well, I'm going to have to let it all cool down first anyway. I'm going to take the radiator off, there's no point in me replacing this, but what I will do is flush this out, because it is fucking hideously mucky. And just look at the colour of that. It's not going to spit out and burn me now, but that is nasty, nasty shit. So yeah, never open when hot. Good idea, because that's just gonna burn me. Yeah, even just feeling the pipes, that is fucking boiling. Right, okay. So what? Well, it's proving that the circulation's fine, because all of the pipes are red as, so it is circulating it through. What it's not doing is kicking the fan in to cool it off. Now I was concerned there was blockages in this, but actually there aren't, because it's all warm. So not quite the desired outcome, or the one that I'd hoped, but actually quite comforting that it's working. It says with coolant oil, with vinegar and water all over the floor, it's working. It is working, it's doing what it should do, it's protecting itself. That's fine. Right, so fan's going to be the next job, probably not this weekend. Don't know, see how we go. Back on the coolant coming out. Oh, coolant, it's not coolant, is it? It is water and vinegar. Still quite warm. I haven't left it to completely cool, because there's quite a lot of particulates crap floating around in it. I don't really want to leave it to settle, but let me see. Yeah, still quite nasty stuff kicking through that. But as I'll radiator cap coming off. It's helping the overall flow. So yeah, it's cooked up a fair amount of it. So what I'll do is you fool. I'll just undo the flow reservoir. Let's kick through so really you can see the sludge. The pseudo boil off might have actually done it really good. Yeah, I'm going to flush that with, I've got loads of distilled water and it costs nothing, so I'm going to do another load through with just water just to get rid of what's left of the vinegar and hopefully some of the last of that floaty crap. In fact, I'm going to take this off again and just swill it through the tap in the sink. Yeah, do it once more. I know that the fan's not kicking in. I don't know if the fan's actually broken. I've had a quick look at an online haze and I think the only way to it is through the radiator, so it's taking the radiator off, which is fine. I did tidy that up earlier, put a bit of shrink wrap over the top as well. Must remember to hook things back on. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to take the reservoir off, give it a swill out, give it another swill out with some distilled water, burn it through, not quite so much this time. Then let it all cool down and then probably have a play with the the fan, but through the radiator. Cool. Okay, so now it's settled a little bit. Focus, bugger. It's kind of silty. There you go, it's probably easier to spot from the bottom. It's kind of silty, so I'm going to give it another flush. Oh shit, without breaking your neck. The bulb bit that was here turned out to be a filter, which is nice. Come on, focus, you pig. There we go. It's a filter before it goes into the engine block. So just pull the bulb out and give that a dose through. That's just soaking through. I'll stick it back on. Then bang a load of water through it. Do the same again, but not quite so much. Not quite so hot. And then that will be the final flush through. I'm not going to bother refilling it. I'm going to take the radiator off, so it's just going to cause a pain in the arse later. But I'll do that and then I'll have a look at how to get the radiator off, how to check that fan and its connections to see if I can get that up and running. But really chuffed because I know what's going on. It's unusual. I was concerned when I was getting no temperature readings at all, but it would appear that these flushes have cleared the temperature sensor within it, which is good. Otherwise I wouldn't have known that it was running hot. It would have just spat coolant everywhere. Just got to play around with the fan now to see whether or not, it might even just be something like a loose connection, I don't know, but I'll have a bit of a dig around. It's pissing down outside, which is a shame because I don't really have the light to do it, but I'll see how it goes.